Hey, what's going on, Ronnie? Thanks for joining, buddy. I tried following you on Instagram. God bless, man. Yeah, and thank you for supporting. I know you've got like a number of, all I see is W cups, so I just wanted to say thank you. I appreciate everything you do. And accept my follow on Instagram. I'm not sure if you're aware of it, but just giving you heads up there. Yeah, God bless, man. You know, the sky's the limit. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm just starting out with live YouTube channels just to see how that goes. It's quite interesting. There's followers tuning in like at around like 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm just trying all different sorts and just trying to see what's the best timing. So I'm just trying to do one around this noon time during my lunch break just to see how well it goes. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, you can send it to my email, alliseeisW at Outlook. Once you have that available, man, I'd really appreciate it. So Ronnie, do you have like any other investments that you're focused in right now, like besides Sky Bioscience, or is that like your main conviction play right now? Hey, Manir, thanks for joining again. Yeah, I just wanted to create another live channel and just see how it's going. You know what I mean? So I just have Investors Hub on right now and just showing you some stocks that I'm following through on. It looks like Bitcoin is up by like 57,000. Zomedica is at -4, -5%. Bio's down to 2%. Airlines is just taking off right now. Um, as you can see, back when COVID hit, American Airlines was about $12, and now it's like up to like 24. It's doubled in value. Apple's been really stagnant, so if you're doing like option plays, that's not too much value you see there. Agenus, they're working on like COVID-19 solutions. Currently undervalued. They previously peaked like at $5, so I would monitor Agenus. AMD, it's at $82. I remember when I got in like at um, $12, and I sold like at 71. So I'm satisfied with the amount that I've gained with AMD previously. Afria, unfortunately, I sold a little early on, but this is just letting you know that investing long term can add value in the long run, because I got in like Afria at around like $354, and it's just gone up so much. Once I doubled in value, I got out, but just telling you that long term investing can add value because of what it does here. Eric, I understand your pain, man. You know, um, just getting out of stocks early on can just hurt you, right? It's that FOMO feeling. I hear you. Ronnie, man, you're a big boss up in this 3.5 million shares now on Sky. So once it hits like, I don't know, like 20, 30 cents, you're up in the double commas range right there. So good job, man. I'm nowhere close to that, but kind of close. Uh, like around like half of that, probably. Zcanon. I'm unaware of that one, but I'll look into that. Thank you for sharing that. Now, Cisco Systems, we know that this has been in this range for quite some time. EYES, you look at EYES, EYES, right? This ticker ran all the way up from like single digits, $1, all the way up to like $15 today. It's bull running at 7%. So that's looking solid. Google, this was hovering at like 1700 per share, and now it's up like to 2000. So that's great news. Hey Lee, thank you for joining, buddy. Great news from the Fed, feeling positive. Keep up the good work, man. Hey, thank you for joining All I See Is W live channel here, where I'm just sharing with you some information on some stocks that I'm following. Just to let you know, I mean, with Investor Hub, I have this list here. However, I do have other lists that I'm following as well, and I haven't transferred it all over to this account here. So we're just seeing a limited view of different stocks that I'm currently following at this time. Heat Biologics is up by 3%. It has a GP96 COVID-19 vaccine. They're based out in Florida, working with like University of Florida. So they did a reverse stock split where the price shot up by limiting the amount of shares that you have. So that's a stock to consider looking at as well. And Novio Pharmaceuticals, I mean, to me, I feel like this is definitely undervalued right now, and it will gain significantly, I feel, in the long run once we hear the VGX data, INO 4800 getting into phase 3 clinical trials. So let's just wait and see and hear, and we'll see what plays out with a high quality based company based out in San Diego. Now we have Intel here. I mean, not much movement. There's been inertia here. One ticker that I like is Ideal Power, IPWR. I mean, it's bull running by like 7%. It previously ran up to like 20. However, it's back down. Back in February, it took a downward trend. However, today it's bull running at 7%, so that's looking solid. Intuitive Surgical, I mean, this is a company based out in Sunnyvale. I have some friends that work there. This is a high quality company working on surgical robotic devices. They have the Da Vinci system. Each product is like $1 million. They sell to like hospitals. So this company can continue to rise. It's been just growing year over year. So not much to worry about. Eric Chump, I mean, look at what Ronnie has. He has 3.5 million shares of Sky. Perhaps he can donate you like 10 shares or 1,000 shares. It's nothing to a boss, you know what I mean? Now there's Jazz Pharmaceuticals, recently acquired GW Pharmaceuticals. So this is a testament to the growth of Sky Bioscience, right? The fact that Jazz saw the attractiveness in GW Pharmaceuticals, I have firm belief that eventually once Sky gets through the clinical trials hurdle, we shall see big gains in future valuation, and that just further validates the paradigm shift of cannabinoid research and pharmaceutical bioscience tapping into pharmacy based on the activities going on with Jazz acquiring GW Pharma, one of the first cannabis FDA approved product for use in the clinical world, and that's to advance medical unmet needs in like epileptic seizure. GW Pharmaceuticals now owned by Jazz. Now Jazz has a product called Epidiolex, where that product is manufactured in Europe. And perhaps there may be some supplier sites rolled out soon in the United States or distribution centers. So JetBlue, I mean, airlines, it's been growing right now, so definitely. TKT, let me check that out right now. Looking at Riot Blockchain, I mean, it's bull running back up. I mean, it was down earlier. Going down the list here with OTCs, you know, it's been a red day for OTCs, except for like Northwest Biotherapeutics. HCMC is at like minus 4%. Sky Bioscience right now is actually up in the 0.73%. And going down here in the New York Stock Exchange, we see more greens than red. I mean, we see just continual growth in these sector plays. AMC, GameStop. Let me check out TKAT. Oh my goodness, 172%. I mean, wow. I mean, looking at the average volume, it's low as well. I mean, no one knows about this, and it's just been climbing. My goodness. Goodness. How are you finding all these, Ronnie? This is solid. I mean, it's just been blowing up here, as you can see. I mean, volume's quite low, right? I mean, it's not even up in the millions. I mean, whenever you have something running like this, I mean, you would expect there would be like millions or billions, but overall right now, I mean, the average volume is less than 1 million at this time. So it might take some time for exposing this company very soon, but hey, it's reached that breakout, so let's not ignore what this ticker can do for you. And you know, you just got to thank Ronnie for this play here. it's running, running. Ride the wave and set your stop losses if you're confident with this company. I mean, let's look at a 1-day trend chart here. So it's at the high point now. So let's say if you're feeling like going and riding the wave with this, where you set your limit at like 15, you can lose on like 8% or so, but you can potentially gain on that big wave run with this ticker at this time, because it may potentially end beyond 200% to Ronnie's point here. All right, so that's solid, man. So I'm following that for sure. Now Zkin, let's see what this is all about here. Okay, wow, 15% gain. I mean, goodness, I'm following that as well. Looking at the average volume, it's up in the million. It opened at 697 and now it's currently at 855. That's great news. And it's basically experiencing a parabolic U-shaped, V-shaped upward here. It previously peaked in the double-digit range and now it's gaining back up to that current price. So this is looking solid here. I'm not sure in terms of what this company works on with its business strategy, but just looking at technicals, I mean, it's looking like it's a breakout company here. So thank you for sharing that, Ronnie. I mean, that's solid information that you're sharing with us here. So I'm definitely following those two tickers that you've shared. Now with Bitcoin, I mean, as you can see, it went and bypassed 60,000 and then it dropped back down to like 55,000. I'm sure it's going to start reaching up to the new highs of like 65,000 coming very soon. So let's not ignore what that will do for you. So just a moment here. Yeah, so just leave any comments or questions down below, and I'd love to get through those discussions with all of you. Just please feel free to leave it down below, and we can touch base on that. I mean, the goal here is to share information, and we're here to help and add value. That's what we're all here to do. Yeah, so leave your comments, questions down below, and I'll definitely get to it. If you have any tickers to share, please leave it in the comments section, and then we can further discuss. I mean, that's the whole point here. Yeah, I'm just going through some stuff right now, so oh wow, so 47 million actually. Okay, so I think with my data it might just be old data, I presume. But yeah, let's just continue going down the list here. So Kirkland's, man, it was like in the low 20s and now it's in like close to $30. So Kirkland's a brand that's sold at Costco. I mean, a couple of days ago it ran like by 20%. So I would continue monitoring Kirkland, KRIK. That's a value add play with low risk. Current volume is less than 500,000. Lam Research, I remember getting into this company. LRCX, they're a semiconductor company that focuses on commercializing, selling products to like large scale companies. Current share price is at around $550. I remember purchasing a share of this like at $71, so it's gained significantly. Mara, today it's growing quite significantly, similar to like Riot Blockchain. However, when you compare the two prices, Riot's at 62 while Mara is at $40. Moderna, yesterday had a big run, like at 8% gain. Now it's taking a downward trend at 147. I mean, the fact that it has emergency use authorization going on right now, it's being distributed all around the world. People are taking either Moderna or Pfizer. That just tells you that this company will continue to grow in future valuation, and the share price can be similar to like NVAX, because we know Moderna did reach beyond the 200 in the past. Now with Microsoft, I mean, this is a slow growth company with low risk, right? I mean, when you think about like Microsoft Teams, where companies are using its application to communicate and collaborate, engage with suppliers and customers, Microsoft is leveraging that tool to build right now. So that's a value add play in the long term if you can get it for cheap. I mean, it was like at 170, now it's grown to like 236. NNDM, I mean, it did take a downward trend. Nano Dimensions, like back in late February. The question is, can it run back up to its prior resistance? I have firm belief that it can. Today it's running up to like close to 6% there. Novavax, I mean, back in 2020, about a year ago, you could have got this at like low $20, and now it's up in $221. So that's looking solid. They're working on, influenza, COVID-19 vaccine. Organovo is a company based out in San Diego, ONVO. I currently feel it's undervalued in that it can pop up to like $20, so you can gain on like 100% positive proceeds. This is a biotechnology company trying to change the way we look at how we do preclinical trials. So rather than testing your drug product on like pharmaceuticals, on like actual human livers, you can do it on artificial organs that Organovo produces. Dave & Buster's is growing today. I mean, it's at $46. I mean, at the start of COVID-19, I wanted to get into Dave & Buster's too. I wanted to take a risk because the share price was so undervalued. It was like at $8, and now it's like up in $46. So that's just so much gains there, at least like 600% gains from your initial investment about a year ago. Rigel Pharmaceuticals, I was recommending this ticker at $2 previously a few months back, and now it's gone like 110% gains already. So as you can see, this company is going to continue to grow, this biotechnology company, and if held long term, it can reach beyond the $5-6. Riot Blockchain, I mean, it's running right now at 10%. The question is, can it reach its prior resistance of like $7? I have firm belief that it can. So let's not ignore this ticker. I mean, 2 weeks ago, I recommended getting in at $39, and you basically nearly doubled your investment within like a week or two. So let's not lose sight of what Riot Blockchain can do for you. I mean, Celus Therapeutics currently at $4. I mean, I would consider buying this at the dip whenever you see red points, and go from there. Hey, the Ryan took profits on IMTE. Well, thank you for sharing that. I mean, profits, taking profits is always a good thing versus, being emotional, getting stuck with the ticker when it's dropping, and, profits is always a good thing, Doesn't matter how much profits, but as long as you're in the green zone, that's always a good feeling. So I'm with you on that. Now we have Solo by the ticker SOLO. This is a electric vehicle company. I mean, I was recommending this at $2 prior months, and then now it's hovering up at the $5. It previously ran up to like double digits in share price, up to like $12. So it can, continue running up, getting that V shape. Soligenics, SNGX is a good stock to look into as well. It previously ran up to like $2.20. It dropped back down to like low $1, and it's been V-shaping back up. It's working on a number of different cancer-related drug products that the FDA allows for use on its rare treatment devices. So that's that. Now, just going down the list here. I mean, Spirit Airlines is running $40 per share now. Neo Photonics, I mean, I would, monitor this ticker here, NPTN. This company's been running. I mean, it went back down to like $8 last week, and now it's $13. So as you can see, it's just running. at this time. It's been gaining in positive proceeds. So IMTE, let me check that out. Oh my goodness. So as you can see, this is running 70%. Thank you for sharing that. I mean, volume right now is at 17 million. It's up 70%. It did peak at $9 recently. And it's just been running. I mean, looking at a 1 month chart, it was at like the high fours, and now it's just doubled in value. So that's crazy, man. Thank you for sharing that, Ryan. I appreciate it. I mean, I'm gonna monitor this and see where this can go. But overall, I mean, this is a runner, as you can see. I mean, it's on the NASDAQ market, and IMTE, folks. Take a look at that. I mean, there's money flowing in right now with this company. In terms of trades going on, we can see that there's more buyers and sellers right now. Basically, you see the buy volume; it's growing versus the sell volume. So it's looking good here. Thanks for sharing that. Hey man, thank you so much, Ryan. I really appreciate that, man. I mean, you didn't have to do that, but that's amazing. I mean, thank you, man. Um, that I really appreciate what you're doing. Like, wow, that's amazing. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That's awesome, man. Wow. Well, congratulations on taking profits on IMTE and being very altruistic and, just sharing your gratitude and being grateful for all of this. But hey, everyone, those who are watching, take a look at integrated media technology. Buy volume right now is way more than the sell volume. And just to keep it in simple terms, when you have more buyers than sellers, based on this statistical data here, then share price will go up. And so for that reason, the chart of IMTE can continue growing, but similar to like Ryan, right? The fact that he's gained on positive proceeds already, he took profits. So just make sure you understand your risk profile and play it right. But right now it's running at 77%. So it previously ran all the way up to like $9. So just take a look at that and see what you can gain in terms of positive proceeds with this company. So thanks again, Ryan. I appreciate what you've done. I really appreciate it. So it's all about all I see is W, where we gain on positive proceeds and we lead with an altruistic mindset. So that's a quack play that you've just shared. So wanted to share it with the rest of the team here. I mean, similar to what Ronnie had provided to us, TKAT, it ran 200% as well. So everyone take a look at that. Also look at ZKIN, ZKIN, it ran up to like 15-17%. So that is big news. You know what I mean? And just wanted to, thank the Ryan for being so kind and sharing his gratitude, donating $10. So thank you, buddy. I mean, all the love, the support. Thank you for everything that you do. I really appreciate that. Now I'm just gonna go back to the streamer here and just continue looking at some trends that we see. So the Ryan, if you haven't taken a look at a ticker, I mean, just looking at the OTC market, it's a red day here, but it looks like TSNPD is running at 16%. Hey Jenny, that's my girlfriend there, soon to be future wife, and I love her a lot, and she's always saying that she loves me more, but hey, I'm letting the whole world know that I love you more than you love me, and that I care about you. So that's more than you can ever show because I let the whole world know. But you should be off right now because you're supposed to be working. Just kidding. I know you're on your lunch break, just like what I'm doing. So yeah. So once again, the Ryan, thank you so much for that kindness. You know, donating $10. I mean, that's just big without me even asking. So also, just want to say thank you for sharing IMTE to the rest of all of us here. I mean, we're all here to share information and add value. So So while we're looking at the OTC market, I mean, it looks like it's in the red arena today. At least, fortunately, Sky Bioscience is in the green zone. We know that yesterday they announced news that based on its preclinical trials data, its prodrug THC VHS is showing minimal irritation. So that's just positive news. Why? Because once this company plans on submitting its IND investigation on new drug submission to the Food and Drug Administration, its pre-market regulatory submission, then there's potential for speeding through the clinical trials process since it has preclinical trials data to support safety implications to demonstrate that its product cannot cause potential harm on a large scale. So, in phase 1 clinical trials, you'll have like 20 to 30 patients, which can demonstrate statistical significance with that patient population. Once it gets into phase 2 clinical trials, where efficacy becomes a bigger window to look at, that's when institutions will start flowing money in. And that's why, like people like Ronnie here, with how much? 3.4 million shares in Sky Bioscience. That's big boss right there, with Ronnie Maga with 3.5 million shares. I have another buddy, Noose. He has about 4 million shares in Sky Bioscience, so he has high conviction. At the time when I recommended Sky, that's when he jumped into the ticker as well. So he got it at the low, and he's gained, but he's planting the seeds just like how I am and just letting it run long term, similar to what Ronnie's doing here. Now, Slinger Bag, SLBG, this ticker was previously running at like $1, and now it's gained by 200%. This is a company that's focused on providing high efficiency, high quality, automated tennis balls being shot out to individual tennis players, let's say during this COVID-19 time when you don't have a partner to play with, where you want to work on your performance with tennis. It's basically a golf bag that holds X amount of tennis balls, and you can just set it up at the tennis court and just play with your racket with the tennis ball shooting out at you. There's a number of different competitor products. However, when you look on Amazon on the competitor products, you have very low ratings on the products. However, with Slinger Bag, they just partnered up with Wilson as well, so that's just positive news. And they have partnered up with different countries in Russia, Japan, Europe, all around the world to scale up its business strategy. So in the long run, you'll continue to see the growth of Slinger Bag. Now, next ticker I wanted to share with you is Tilo Genomics. This is a biotechnology company based out in Canada. They have a software to support physicians to look at telomere characterizations in patients. Let's say if there's potential early detection of cancers, various different cancers, up to like 30 different cancers. Well, you can take a sample from a patient, you put that into the TiloView software, and then you look at the telomere characterization, and if you see differences based on the eye from the healthcare professional, she or he can deduce whether there's potential cancer, and then as a result provide you treatment based on that. So it's a high quality company. To me, I feel like it's like the next bio nanogenomics, BNGO. So TDSGF can run. It previously ran up to like $1, and then now it's on a pullback. Hey Frank, so what do you think of GHSI? Has a pretty big pullback and looks like it stabilized. Let's take a look. Thanks for sharing that. So also just to keep in mind, Frank, I mean, I'm not sure if you had just joined in, but take a look at the chat. I mean, some of the fellow folks here have shared great information on different stock plays. So Guardian Health, for a second I was thinking of Cardinal Health. Guardian Health Sciences stock price. Okay, so in terms of volume, it's a popular stock, right? It's up in the millions. It opened at 264 today, while it's gained close to like 3%. Asking price, bid price, offer price. It's about a 1 cent variation spread. 52-week range was at 16 cents, so it's been bull running. Let's take a look at the technical. So okay, so from a day perspective, intraday chart, we see it running up to like $3. I mean, it was at low 2.6 up to 3. Let's look at a month zoomed in perspective. Okay, before March it was like at 0.5, so it's gained by like 400% in positive proceeds already. Looking at a 3-month trend chart, we see it gapping up here. 6 months, we see a stairway climb up. 1 year, it's been climbing up. I mean, it's basically reaching its prior resistance from the time when the share price was above $3 back in 2019. Okay, so it seems like there's day trading going on here. I mean, the fact that it's just run so fast up, either it can continue running or it may potentially take a downward trend. I would look at the relative strength index right now and just see what the RSI is. If it's being overbought, let's look at the trades with the data that we see. So it went from 730 area to 250, now at 278. But please keep in mind though that GHSI was like previously in like the single digits. Now we do see it's sort of split right now, right? I mean, buy volume versus sell volume. We see kind of a 50-50 split, maybe like 5% more of buyers. So it's quite difficult to assess. Maybe that explains why the share price is only at like a 3% gain. When you look at IMTE, the ticker that the Ryan has shared, that one's just running right now. IMTE, that one's growing significantly, 75%. When you look at the data, RSI at 39, that's not bad. I mean anything below, like, you don't want to buy when the RSI is like above like 60 to 80, right? I mean, that's when it's overbought. So here, as you can see with IMTE, I mean, there's way more buyers than sellers here, and the fact that there's more buyers, share price can continue to go up here, right? I mean, you look at just the order history of buyers and sellers. I mean, there's much more buyers going at this time. So as you can see, the price $8 with IMTE. So I hope that answers your question, Frank. But the fact that it ran up to 730, I mean, just try to see whether this stock has been jumpy. GHSI. I mean, if it's jumpy, then you can gain on like the day-to-day or swings. But it looks like it just takes like a sudden jump. Now look, it's kind of dropped off from like 280 down to where it's at now. From a 1 year perspective, it may reach its prior resistance. I mean, similar to like Zomedica, right? Back in like 2017, it was like at $3. It peaked all the way down to like 7 cents, and then all of a sudden it's been just bull running. So definitely a ticker that can run back up to its prior resistance. So I'm definitely monitoring this ticker as well. So RSI at 71. Yeah, I mean, it's looking good. I mean, either the RSI may explain that it will continue to run, or, if it's like at like 90 RSI, I'd be a little bit worried. But hey, there's much more buyers right now than sellers. So it's looking like the share price can continue to grow at this time. So I hope that helps answer any questions that you have. Now let's go back to the streamer page. So Frank, I hope I gave you my insights there, but looking at a zoomed out perspective, it can reach its prior resistance back in 2019, about 2 years ago. All right. So please feel free. Any newcomers, please take a look at some of the tickers that people have shared, and you know, I appreciate you, the Ryan, for really providing that comment. You know, with my DD, with the time and effort that I put into this channel here. So I'm grateful for what you've done. So thank you once again. Now, going back to the tickers that are in play here, I mean, buying on the dips, I mean, a good buy is like Blue Sphere. I mean, it's dropped by like 19%, right? Current share price is 0.006. I definitely feel like it can run up to like 1-2 cents in the near term very soon. So let's not ignore what that company can do. I mean, it's now active. It was previously halted by the SEC. However, it's looking like it's gaining momentum with at least the volume, right? I mean, 76 volume million. That's good. Other tickers here, Sky Bioscience is in the green zone, so that's positive. That's looking good. Looking down here, J&J. There's going to be the 1 dosage immunization that's coming out soon. I mean, most of the airlines, like Boeing, has basically been in the green for like so many days now, right? I mean, it's looking good there. Let's see. So, you know, in the digital currency world, I mean, I like Ethereum Classic. I mean, while we know that Bitcoin will run up to like 100,000, Ethereum hasn't reached its prior resistance back in 2017, 2018, when it reached all the way up to like $55. You have like Bitcoin and other tickers already reaching that high price point. But for Ethereum Classic, it hasn't even reached its 2017, 2018 price point. So just to share with you what I'm talking about on a 5-year scale. See? So it hasn't reached this high point here back in 2018, while we know Ethereum ETH ticker has already bypassed its prior resistance, similar to like Bitcoin as well. It bypassed its 2017 resistance. I definitely feel like it can U-shape back up from a zoomed out perspective, so that's why I switched out of Bitcoin and then I reallocated it to ETC. So hope I'm right, but I'm just looking at it from just a data point of view. Hey Ronnie, thanks for the comments there. Let me take a look at that. So HITIF. Okay, so High Tide stock price. So currently at 61 cents. 52-week range. This was 5 cents, and it ran up to 89 cents as prior resistance. It's running now on a 1-day chart from like 6 cents. It's gone up by like 0.01 just within the day today. I mean, there's comments of like, you know, the new floor being at the 55 cents. Volume, it's up in the millions. Looking at 1 week percentage gain, it's gained by 7%. By 1 month, it's dropped by 8-9%. 3 months, it's gained by 221%. Long-term investing, it's gained by 662% within that year time frame. I'm definitely watching this one. Now, from a 6-month perspective, we see it topping off close to like 70 cents. Now it's establishing a floor at 60 cents. The question is, can it V-shape up here, right? And that's quite possible. I mean, I don't know. Oh, it's a weed stock. Okay, I mean, that's definitely going to be a big time catalyst. I mean, look at NAFTA, right? North American Trade Association, with its southern country Mexico. I mean, now that Mexico has claimed legalization of marijuana, that's going to be a paradigm shift, at least in like marijuana stocks. So I have firm belief that, you know, the fact that this company's in the whole marijuana business, I mean, that's just a big potential catalyst going on right there. So So thank you for sharing that, Ronnie, and others who are in this channel. Please take a look at what Ronnie's sharing with us, because it can run. I mean, especially if it's a wheat stock. Um, I mean, it's establishing ground. I mean, one of the things that I've applied through learning experience is like when a ticker runs like this and when it starts dropping, kind of apply a 3 week criteria where you don't buy while you're on a downward trend. Give it 3 weeks. So since February to now, it's been over that 3 weeks. So you can, consider making an investment and then just seeing where it takes you. But right now it's establishing ground, and the catapult can come with HITIF. So thank you for sharing that, Ronnie. I'm going to go over to the next ticker that you've suggested, NOVN. So Novin is the company name. Today it's running at like 9%. I mean, with a volume of like more than 4 million. It opened up at 158. It topped off at a high price. Well, it's basically at its high point right now. Let's look at the data with statistics here. Okay, so from a financial perspective, it looks like they're bringing in cash flow. Either their liabilities is going down, or their assets, it's growing. Looking at the data here, we see more buyers and sellers. Earlier on, it's at 172. Now it's at 173. Buying price. Financials, I'm just gonna go past that, since we're gonna take Ronnie's information that the earning annual report, the 10K report, looked amazing. So I'm following this ticker as well. Thank you for sharing that. Along with others, this may be a breakout stock here, so please be on the lookout. I mean, from a 1 day perspective, we see 8% gain. 1 month perspective, I mean, it was previously at $2, dropped down, so it can U-shape back up. I mean, it was up to like 250, 255, 3 months trend chart back in like week 2 of February. It's established ground, and we see a baseline being created with the support level here. 6 month trend chart. I mean, this is basically just trending in the right direction when you just put a degree of exponentiality here. You don't see risk. I mean, with this big jump, I mean, you will see a natural regression. However, when you apply that 3 week rule, that 2 week rule, right, where you start seeing a dip, you let it go for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and then you start making your buy-ins, you'll be in the right direction to see gains coming. So I mean, on the large scale, from a long-term perspective, this can definitely run up to like $3, $4. If held long-term, it can go up beyond that. So thank you for sharing Novin stock price. Okay, now next one I'm gonna go through is Zekin. Now, wow, it's now at like 16%. It opened up at $6, so price change is well over the $1 range, and there's more volume right now. 10 million volume traded with this ticker, and based on the statistical data, we see more buyers and sellers. So this ticker is just going to continue ramping up from the looks of it, right? We won't see a big change where there's going to be more sellers. So people are flooding into this ticker right now, Zekin. So all of you, take a look at what Ronnie's sharing, because this can add value in the long run for future value growth. So thank Ronnie for all of the hard work that he's doing, because I mean, I've never heard of this ticker either, but just looking at the statistical data, it's looking solid. Yeah, HITF, yeah, that one's looking solid. I mean, when we looked at the trend chart, so I would expect the finances, earnings, all that to look good. For those who invest based on certainty, they like looking for like financial data, and if the financial data is good, you'll have like at least 40% investors flowing the money in. So that's where we're at. Okay, just looking at the message board here. So Zkin 785 news update with blockchain and DEFI protocol oversold here. Okay, so it looks like, well, this is an older article, but it seems like it's part of like the blockchain development, decentralizing purchasing. Um, so this is a company that designs, engineers, manufactures, and supplies patented high-performance stainless steel and carbon steel pipe products that require sophisticated water or gas pipeline systems. It has 28 patents, 21 trademarks, and it's ISO regulated 9001, 1401. And these pipes are actually used in big projects like Beijing National Airport and Water Cube and Bird Nests, which were venues of the Beijing Olympics. Wow, so there you see the connection with Zkin and what it's contributing to society. So thank you for sharing that, Ronnie. That's big time news there. So there we have it. I mean, I hope I was able to provide you some insight on these plays here. I'm just gonna go and continue looking at the overall trend here. So Riot Blockchain is running right now. I mean, at 11%. Can it run up to 70? I mean, it did reach 70 just recently, so I have conviction that this ticker will continue running. Tesla, it's running now. I mean, it's breaking that $700 marker, so that's looking good. OTC, some tickers are running into the green now. Most of the tickers were like red for the most part, but now it's changing right now. I like a single point for its current share price. It's definitely undervalued right now, so take a look at that. Sing is the ticker. I mean, it was down by like 10% earlier, and now it's been running up to like 3%. This is a solar-based company. Looking at their financials, I mean, it just continues to grow year over year, so I wouldn't lose sight of single point. I mean, I got in at like 6 cents, so I'm still down right now. However, I just wanted to share with you all that that play can run single point at this current share price. So if you load in now and it V-shapes up, then you can gain significantly. Let's say if it runs up to like 6 cents, I mean, you're basically doubling by like 200% in gains right there. Once again, Telogenomics, I mean, that's a high quality company with its TeloView software in use for like physicians to look for like cancer. Bantech, I mean, it's down. It was previously up by like 3 cents. It ran up to like 6 point at one point. However, it's been down at this time. Hey Jonathan, thanks for your question. So what's your thoughts on INO after the investor conference tomorrow? So it depends, I would say, right? I mean, because I know that I've watched so many, conference calls of Novio Pharmaceuticals, and you don't actually see a degree of share price increase whenever there's an investor conference call. However, this may change because there has just been so much negativity surrounding Novio Pharmaceuticals, but then that's normal because when you have shorters doing that early on, it's a way of bringing the share price down because phase clinical trials takes a long time, and the fact that now the company is maturing, getting into the later stages of clinical trials process, for example, the Novio 4800, the COVID-19 vaccine, that's now in phase 2 clinical trials with the anticipation of getting into phase 3. So shorters are getting more cautious now because companies are now proving that their products are safe and effective. So you'll see less of the shorters, and the reason the share price is undervalued, people don't have firm belief because they feel like there's other vaccines out there right now, but market share will be there for companies that can produce high quality products. So from a business standpoint, Novio Pharmaceuticals will be able to scale up, design transfer its DNA plasmids to the approved suppliers they're working with, and then suppliers will be manufacturing that and then It'll get labeled, sent to distribution centers, and then distributed for use. In terms of the conference call, I mean, let's just see how it goes. But investors are going to be interested on the VGX data, the VGX 3100 that's in phase 3 clinical trials, to hear what's going to come out from that. So we shall hear updates accordingly. So that's going to be exciting, at least just to hear, what Kim and Broderick has to say for the company's overview in terms of future outlook. And for the share price, future valuation will come, I suspect, and that's why I wouldn't ignore what Novio Pharmaceuticals is working on. So other tickers in the energy space, you have Sunworks SUNW currently at $14. It previously ran up to like high 20s, and now it's definitely undervalued, and I feel like it can run. So right now it's at 5% gain. Sundial Growers, I was recommending this at 40 cents, and it's basically gone up by like triple in value already, so that's looking solid. Right, blockchain's running. Eyes is running. I mean, this was like a $1 stock like 2 weeks ago, and now it's in the $15. Yeah, of course, Jonathan. Thanks for asking that question. I'm here to provide any information, and just take a look at our chat that's going on. Ronnie, Maga, Frank has provided just great insights, as well as the Ryan providing so much value add tickers that we all can benefit from. So just take a look at the chat information, and you can gain insight on any of these plays potentially. So yeah, that's that. And thanks for stopping by to watch and to see what's value add here. All right, so with all that ado, I basically finished my lunch, and I basically used it to share insights with you all, and got to get back to the grind. So thank you all for stopping by and watching, and I may consider doing more additional live events, but just kind of let me know what works best for you. Would you prefer that to be during this time, or like after the market closure, so we can recap on high performing stocks, undervalued stocks, hidden gems? But just wanted to say thank you all, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and thanks for stopping by, because we're here to win, not only in positive proceeds, but winning with developing a growth mindset so we can live with purpose. God bless. Thank you.